What could be better than climbing to the top of one amazing mountain? How about 2 peaks? Or even better yet, 3 peaks! Yay! Warning, falling trees. So, let's welcome back. First of all, as you can tell, we are about to start our hike to San Bernardino Peak. So, I tried getting up here a little earlier. This hike is going to take about the same amount of time that the other hike that we did last week. So, but other than that, we'll see the difference. There's one other difference is the other hike, I started it after a day of rest. This hike is the day after my gym day, my leg day, which is technically my heaviest gym day. You know, squatting 300 pounds is an ass kicking. Trust me, I can barely handle it. Although, once I do, I'm always surprised. It's like, how did my ass handle that? I don't know. Same way that I have a hard time believing that I'm about to make it thousands of feet up in 20 miles. This is about 21 miles though. This is about one more mile than the other one. How the hell am I gonna make it? I don't know. I don't think about it. If I did, I'd get discouraged. We are 1 mile. I think it's the 23:19, which is a good pace. 7:04 ascent, 4 descent, and 24:26 right now. So, this first mile is actually pretty easy comparatively. I shouldn't say easy. It was 700 feet higher than the other one. I think what makes it more tolerable is that it is gradual and the slope is distributed across the entire mile, which, of course, one thing I sometimes don't tell you when we do a mile, although some of you will know, is that, you know, just because you have 500 feet of elevation gain, it's not distributed over a mile. It's going to kick your ass. You know, maybe it's only distributed over a half mile. That's the equivalent of 1,000 feet. So this one, 700 distributed over the mile, doesn't feel as terrible. So it's also why I think I was able to do a pretty good time. A little bit more people. There's about 3 or 4 folks hiking right in front of me. You can see them in the distance. But there's also some trail runners that started off early just to remind me how bad I am. Those guys are like mountain goats. Those guys are probably halfway to the peak by now. But so we already get some nice views. But most folks are probably either headed to the wheelbarrow if they're beginning, or they're headed to San Bernardino Peak. We are headed, if we can, I'm still hoping to make it to Anderson Peak. Now keep in mind, Anderson Peak adds 2 hours to this hike. Which is why I'm reconsidering it. Although, if my calculations are correct, I don't lose too much time, I will make it down with only an hour of darkness. So that won't be too bad. We'll see. But the temperature when I got out was probably about 50 degrees, so it's not as cold as it was last time. Last time it was like under 40 degrees. That was quite. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the other one was worse because of the colder temperature and because of the wind. Although the wind really got bad. Thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. The other one was bad because of the windiness, as you saw. This one, I'm expecting there should be very little winds. So that's the one good thing. If maybe also, since this is a trail that I know, it won't that might also give me a little bit of a time advantage. Look at all the burns. I'm not sure, I don't think this was from 2015, but I don't know my fire history, so I can't say for sure. But this might be, I think it might be from 2015. Well, at least it looks like they're coming back. Although, as you know, it'll take decades for this to come back. And right now is fire season, which is, I certainly hope nothing happens, but it's not like God asks me whether it's going to happen or not. I would say no. So I'm making pretty good time. Although, as in all hikes, once you're making a good time, then suddenly you hit the butt kicker parts, and all the time you gained is lost. And so you end up back to where you started. Oh well. It's better to burn out than fade away. Sometimes it is better to burn out. But you are now entering the San Gorgonio wilderness. Okay. Okay, so 26:51 I think was the second mile. Again, good times. And that's 1,330 feet ascent, 9 descent. Elapsed is 51:01 now. So it is a bit tough, but well, I'm pushing myself. As you can see, my heart rate, it's going a bit higher than the other one, but as I said, I think what has to do with this one is that the trail's just a little friendlier. As you can see, there's not as many stones as there were on the other one. And the elevation gain is pretty much well distributed. I've been passing, as you noticed, quite a few people, although I haven't passed any since the last person you saw. So I'm still hoping that I will make pretty good time. If I do, then I will definitely head to Anderson. Yeah, the temperature difference is noticeable. It feels about 8 to 10 degrees warmer because it doesn't feel like I need to wear gloves. It's still a bit on the chilly side. So, because my feet feel cold.
Even after all this time,
So,
the sun
it is still cold, but
to the earth,
not dangerously so.
you own.
There you go, look at that scene.
Look what happened.
Awesome, huh?
Love like that. It lights the whole sky.
Lap 3, 26:54. Heart rate 125. Average speed 2.3.
Okay, so as you can see, my third mile, 26:54. Ascent, 1983. Descent, 19. Elapsed time is 1:17:25. So I'm still making good time. And as a matter of fact, see on this little trail, jog it just a little. Although it's funny, I say this is jogging when my pace is still like at its best. I'll be 20 minute to mile, but that's asking too much for me. I mean, those guys, those trail runner guys, so are you kidding? Those guys are doing 15-minute miles up the hill. For me, 20 is pushing it.
Lap 4, 21:22. Heart rate 128. Average speed 2.4.
So that's 21:22, and that's at 4.01 miles, 23:41 ascent, 73 descent, and elapsed is 1:38:46. As you can tell, this from mile 3 to 4, not much of an incline, relatively flat, which is why I took advantage and did a little jog. It's going to get a little more aggressive from here on out, so, but at least I've gained some time. My goal is to maintain a 2 mile per hour average. So far, I've got 20 minutes in the bank, so that's good. So we're headed that way, but I thought I would introduce you to one of my resting areas here, which is this thing here, the wheelbarrow. If you've seen my past videos from here, you'll know that's where I go rest. That's at 4.22 miles. That's good to know. Railroad. That's what I'll remember. So I use mnemonics to remind myself, and that'll be 4.22. Or no, I'm sorry. That is Rumi Mo. Rumi Mo. So, yeah, here's where it's going to start to. Okay.
Lap 5, 24:42. Heart rate 131. Average speed 2.4.
Okay, so we are at 5.01 miles, 28.72 ascend, 77 descent, elapsed 203.28. So, as you can tell, we are about 100 feet under our 600 foot elevation gain. About 128 feet under. I usually try to calculate every mile. Given this one, I expect I should be doing about 600 feet every mile. So that means that I should be at 3,000 right now. So I'm under. That's telling me that I'm gonna make that up somewhere up there. So is that good or bad? It is what it is. I mean, at the moment, no, I don't want the challenge, but I signed up for it. Here's the little campground. What's it called? Lumber Pine Bench Camp, San Bernardino Peak.
Lap 6, 28:46. Heart rate 129. Average speed 2.3.
So yeah, as you can see, it's 28:46. And it's 34.79 ascend, 92 descent. Elapse is 2:32.15. And time to take my pills, my chill pills. Here they are. So this is potassium, magnesium, and this is salt. Oh no, this is the other way. The green one is salt. Okay, so elevation wise, we seem to be doing pretty good actually. I recalculated and I realized I really only need to gain 550 feet per mile. So 600 is more than enough. So as you can tell, I'm actually doing pretty good. That's good news. At least technically that should mean the next few miles should not be so grueling. Maybe they'll be kinder like the first 2 to 3 miles. I hope so. I don't remember, but I think they were okay. What made me struggle more was just the fact that I'd pushed myself a little too hard, and when it's not so steep, then you push too hard, then you screw yourself up another way. Not very smart. But we're good. Okay. Oh. Okay. My legs are definitely starting to feel tired.
Lap 7, 32:18. Hard rate 130. Average speed 2.2.
32:18. 7.01. Elapse 3:04:30. Ascend 41:32. Descend 96. I'm doing okay. Ascending wise. which is good because I'm tired. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm at 8.04 miles, 46.59 ascent, 107 descent, 330.50. And it looks like I am approaching San Bernardino Peak. So I am making good time. Still got about 28 minutes, I think, in the bank. So I got 2 more miles to go before hitting the, well, no, a little more than 2. Remember I said that it's about 11 miles, so 3 more miles to go. I am tired, very tired. But at least it's motivating that I'm seeing that I'm progressed, that I'm making progress. Sorry, when I'm tired, my brain doesn't work very well. Here is the detour. So you go up that way to San Bernardino Peak. We're going to go that way. So we would be going up that route, as you can see there, if we wanted to go to just San Bernardino Peak. It looks like it's about 75 feet higher, 75 feet from here. So, like last time, I'm pretty tired. I'm not absolutely blasted like it last time, but I did actually push myself a little bit back there. There was a young man who I passed him up while he was eating an apple, and then I guess he caught up to me and passed me up. And of course my pride didn't want to, so for about a half a mile, or a little less than half a mile, he tried to pass me up and I tried to stay ahead of him. But after a while I'm like, no, I'm obviously not. So I let him pass me up. I mean, he wasn't trying to pass me, so it's not like I was being rude. I think he was keeping up with me and just, yeah. But after a while, I'm like, I don't want to keep up this pace. It's killing me. Okay, let's keep going.
Lap 9, 31:13. Heart rate 123. Average speed 2.2.
Whew. This last mile was torture. There were parts that were kind of flat and easy, but they were short. Much of this mile was going around the little mountains, the little peak. I think I went around 2 peaks. And now I'm about to climb around this peak. I still have a mile to go. Oh. But I signed up for this. No turning back now. Although I probably should take a break. Well, my thought is, as you can imagine, I can take a break at the peaks. And since this next peak, I estimate is a mile away. What's that, 30 minutes? 35 at my pace, 40. We'll see. Okay, so mile 10, and that is, sorry, 50, 55 gained, 407 descended, and that is at 10.02 distance, 428, 38. I'm so tired. Yeah, Anderson Peak is right up there. So the ironic thing is, it doesn't really have a trail. What I'm going along here is I think it's called the Peak Divide Trail. No. Let me see. The Something Peak Trail. So what I got now is to head to the other side of Anderson. So I guess technically I could just go up now and get it over with. But this hike I've always, for some weird reason, I head over to Anderson Camp, which is about a half a mile that way. I think it's gonna be like this, so it's not that bad. I don't think I'm gonna have too many gains in elevation anymore. Right now, the punishment is that Anderson is the first of two peaks. Remember, when you do these double peaks, you get your ass kicked because you go all the way here. And then we got to go back up and ascend San Bernardino because you got to go between so that'll be an extra bit of punishment. At least my timing is pretty good, so that is a good thing. This is called Anderson Spur, although I don't see anything special about it. Well, there's a trail that goes that way, but now we have to head up to that mountain, Anderson Peak. So let's go.
Lap 11, 29:19. Heart rate 135. Average speed 2.2.
As you can hear, 11 miles, 52.86 ascended, 500 descent. 11.01, 457.19 elapsed. Oh, Jesus. I know it's the last couple hundred feet, and it feels like another 1,000 feet. Or 2,000. And then what gets you is you think you reach the peak, and there's another one. Okay. Is this the top? Please don't fool me. Yeah. Ooh. I'm looking for the bullet box. There's usually a box, one of those old military bullet boxes.
Mom, for all the things you taught me growing up.
Am I losing my
Your
mind, or
example
did I
of
just
what
hear a
I'm
dog
doing
bark?
will help me so much now that I am a mother. I love you. Happy birthday, Mom.
Okay.
Time's always changing with memories we're saving and your hopes
Here we are.
so I can
I know this.
anything.
I don't see the bullet box, but
New chapter. Our children is
here we are.
ties
Anderson
us all
Peak.
together, always
Oh my God.
and forever.
Tired. Very, very, very tired. Oh my God, look at the mountains over there. There, that's the one we were at last week. San Gorgonio. Over there's San Jacinto. Ah. Oh my God. And over there in the distance you can see Santiago and Majesca. That's where we have to head back. Another mile and a half. Oh, there's the bullet box. Right over there. Okay. Take a rest. And I'll see you in a bit. Mile 12. I think it's at 33:57. Ascend 5453. Descend 868. Elapsed 5:42:34. God, I'm tired. But I was doing a little bit of a jog here on the last half mile to recoup some of the time that I lost going up the mountain. So, got another 3/4 of a mile to go to the next peak. I think I shouldn't really think about it. Let's get going. This is a little intermediate peak. I think it's San Bernardino East. I can't tell right now. That is where we gotta go. But it was on the way. So I'm tired, and this is gonna add time to my hike. But once you're here, why not? Okay. So we're at 13 miles. 13.01 actually. 56:59 ascent. 11:53 descent. Going multiple peaks is no joke. And elapsed 6:16:45. And I still have San Bernardino to go. It feels like forever. Oh. Okay, let's keep going. Wow. After a little more than 13.5 miles. Oh my God. 5,800 feet of elevation gain. But here we are. Oh, 3 peaks. I mean, one of them was a tiny peak, but still. There it is. San Bernardino Peak. Oh. Yes. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, I'm so tired. I definitely need at least a little break. Oh, but the feeling, it's all downhill from here. And the good kind of downhill. Okay. Yeah. We did it. Okay, so that's 14 miles, 58:53 ascent, 14:16 descent. Actually 14.02 now. 7 hours 14 minutes. So we're behind, but only behind total time. Total time always includes everything, like breaks and everything. Counting only moving time, we're still doing good. So, since it's mostly downhill, I am tired. I will report a little just to entertain you, so you'll see where we're headed. Right now, I'm just super, ultra, mega tired. I most definitely want this thing to end. But I know it's about 8 miles to the end, so that's how much I have to hold in. We pass Washington's Monument. Can you read that? It's hard to read.
Lap 16, 26:08. Hard rate 94. Average speed 2.1.
Okay, so as you can tell, 26:08. So my downhill time isn't too bad. If you remember, the uphill was kind, so I expect I should get at least another 2 or 3 miles with sub 30, which I'm counting on so that I can make it out of here before it gets too dark. Right now, I estimate that I'll still catch about an hour of darkness, of sunset, post-sunset, to be more accurate, about an hour to an hour and a half of post-sunset. If I get an hour, that'll be good, because an hour post-sunset, well, as you might have seen from my other hikes, sunset isn't immediately dark, so at least a half an hour of I can still walk around, and then a half an hour of actual darkness. Not too bad, if that's the case. Right now, as the hike is drawing to an end, my biggest desire is to beat the sunset as much as possible. Keeping in mind that I need rest. It's not like I'm not a robot. So I will need to rest. I'm thinking of resting over at the wheelbarrow. That's always one of my favorite places to rest. Very comfortable, actually. At least after so many miles of hike, it's very comfortable. So I'll see you there. As you can tell, it is about, what did we say? Oh, that's right. We said it was Romamo, which is 4.22. Yeah, 4.22 miles away. I'm tired. Sunset is in about an hour. So, well, can't expect to be beautiful on a hike. I never liked that. My eyebrows right there will go into like devil eyebrows. Or, yeah, Satan eyebrows, aren't they? Yeah. Every single one of us has the devil inside. But we also have angels. That, I think, is more important. The whole devil stuff is actually relatively uninteresting. Interesting for a few minutes, and then it becomes boring quickly. Because, like I said, there are some very, very hard stops to logic that'll completely negate it. Whereas to be good, to be angelic to one another, is quite fascinating. And I think that we can learn more and do more for each other, honestly. And this isn't, we have so much angelic good in our hearts too, more than the demonic. We have so much good. There are so many people who could do so much more good if they actually believed. Okay, I think I've had enough rest. Let's get out of here, because like I said, I don't want too much dark. I didn't want any dark, but this rest was not just a luxury. It is necessary. I needed it. But now I need to get my butt out of here, because I've got an hour to get out. So let's go. So we are finally back. No messages. Good. Let's get out of here. Okay, we are back. And that was 21.72 miles in 9 hours, 47 minutes, 12 seconds, and 5,885 feet. Almost 6,000 feet, but not yet. As you can tell, I am dehydrated, but not terribly. In other words, I'm not cramping. Although, if I move my ribs or anything right now, I know I'm actually in a precarious situation. So trust me, I'm about to go get a lot of electrolytes. As a matter of fact, I have an emergency bottle in the back of my car. I'll go drink that. Yeah. Anyway, apart from that, this hike felt much easier. I shouldn't say much but it just felt more streamlined than Vivian Creek last week. The whole thing about going up two peaks, 3 if you count the little middle one, but the whole thing about going up to those 2 peaks, that was actually the hardest part. Actually getting up the first 8 miles. As I said, this is a very gradual. I think that's why this is actually, if I were a trail runner, yeah, I think I really like this. It's much friendlier on your feet. Since I have sandals, I can, I feel more of the ground, and this was much kinder. I didn't have so many rocks twisting my ankles all the time, so that was one. But so you can run all the way up to San Bernardino Peak and pretty much not have such a hard time. I mean, if you're a trail runner. Are you kidding? I tip my hats off to you guys. I wish I had some of that strength, but then I've traded some of that for a mix of both things. So we all kind of make trade-offs, you know. But apart from that, the going between the two peaks was pretty rough. It was 1.5 miles, so that was an extra 3 miles. And then I think, didn't I put there, it added like, well, 1.5 miles is what, 45 minutes? So it added an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, yeah, to like I said, I think it adds 2 hours to the whole thing. I'm busted up. I gotta get out of here. So I am wasted, and that's a sign of a good hike. You are blasted, but you're not injured. So this is good. No, I think that's all I have to say. Other than just don't forget what I always tell you, which is there's nothing special about me. You could do this too. Just practice and challenge yourself.